What used to take hours now only takes seconds. Hi, I'm Brent Mitchell with Red Council Resources, and today I want to show you how we can map flood damage using ASKTERRA anywhere on the globe. So let's get started. So here we are in the interface, and I'm interested in a flood damage that occurred in the Hunter Valley region of New South Wales in Australia in 2025. So to do that, in the prompt here, I'm just going to type in map flood damage in the Hunter Valley region of New South Wales from 2025. Let's kick that off and see what we get. Okay, so now we have our output. So now we can start to explore, and I'm particularly interested in this town Maitland and the damage that occurred around that. So let's zoom in on that a little bit. And I know that there was a lot of agricultural damage, and we can see that in this. So in the map output, you have different layers that are provided to you. You have the difference layer that we can see here, but we also have a pre and post raw data that was used for the analysis. So in ASKTERRA, we don't want you just getting the output, we want you to get the raw data that was used to generate this output. So you can see here, the pre-image was a cloud-free Sentinel composite before the event. And then I'm displaying the post-event cloud-free Sentinel composite. So these two images were differenced with each other to highlight the change on the landscape, and that's where we get our change map here. We also might notice that there's red, that's showing you vegetation damage from the floodwaters. We also have some areas of blue, so let's focus in on that. And we can see down here in this region, if we go ahead and look at our pre again, we can see when we look at post, there's a lot of expansion of the water. So the water is still standing in our post image there, and that is mapped with blue. So not only do we get this map product, but what's great about ASKTERRA is you get a conversational response to go along with the map product, which is good for you, but also good for other users when you share it. So if we want to go ahead and walk through that conversational response, at the very top, it gives you a nice kind of overview, talks a little bit about the context of the area. And then it goes into the data that was used very specifically. So it tells us the pre-event composite gives us the exact dates, April 10th through May 10th, pre-event composite was made. And then it gives you the post-event composite, May 20th through June 10th, 2025. So the nice thing about ASKTERRA is you're not stuck with the analysis it chose. It was smart enough to choose a pre and post composite to create this difference map, and it did a good job. But if you wanted to make the post a little sooner or later, you're able to do that by just rerunning the analysis and ASKTERRA to change one of the pre or post composites as you desire. So you're not locked into anything. The next thing it also shows you is the index it used to highlight the change. It tells you a little bit about the NBR and what that is, and also tells you the threshold that was used on that index and how sensitive that index is to change. And then it gives you a little bit of what the map shows, so what red areas mean, what blue areas mean. So for this whole conversational panel, you get an explanation of the entire analysis and what the map is representing. And then also, which is really nice, you also get a confidence level. So how confident is ASKTERRA that it mapped what you wanted it to? So those are the conversational pieces. Now, you might be asking, well, maybe I do want to change the index that was used, or maybe I do want to change the date. So all you have to do is rerun the analysis and ask ASKTERRA to change one or two of those components. So what if we say rerun the analysis using NDVI, right? So we used NBR on the first one. Now I want to use NDVI because I'm really interested in agricultural change, and we know NDVI is good for highlighting changes in agriculture. So it runs the same exact analysis, but we've changed one component. And we can change all the components. So I just wanted to illustrate that you're not locked into what ASKTERRA chooses when you start. So last but not least, you might think, oh, this is great. How do I export this data or share that data? So we don't want you to be stuck in ASKTERRA. If you want to get out of it and share things, we want you to be able to do that. So one great feature is you can create a PDF report of this map and send it to non-GIS users that you need to communicate with. The other thing that you can do is you think, well, I want to do more analysis on these data layers. I want to take those cloud-free composites and do my own analysis. So you can export any of the layers as GeoTIFFs and put them into your own GIS. And last but not least, you can create a link here in ASKTERRA and send that link to other ASKTERRA users, and they can log in and actually jump right into your analysis. So they can see that, oh, Brent ran this analysis, he changed it from NBR to NDVI, they can interact with the map, and they can continue your analysis and continue along the way. This singular use case is just the tip of the iceberg. If you're interested in forecasting hurricane risk, mapping post-hurricane damage, or mapping fire extent and severity, click on this link for more use cases and in-seconds videos. Now, if you're interested in a more thorough deep dive into ASKTERRA, all the functionality and tools, click on this video link here. And until next time, thanks very much.